You know, despite shifting global alliances and rising geopolitical headwinds, India's ties with Russia are not just steady, they're actually thriving, they're expanding. From discounted oil imports that have reshaped India's energy basket to cutting-edge defense deals and also a bold push on nuclear power and connectivity through the INSTC, this is a partnership that is transforming. In fact, this report breaks down the numbers, the leverage, and the long game as both our countries push towards a $100 billion partnership.
India's trade with Russia is at its highest ever, nearly 12 times what it was a decade ago. Fueled largely by India's purchases of discounted Russian crude. At the same time, Indian companies are pushing deeper into Russia's market with pharmaceuticals, machinery, food products, and IT services. Oil remains the biggest pillar. November imports hit a 5-month high even as Washington tightened sanctions on Russian producers.
We are not the biggest purchasers of Russian oil, that is China. We are not the biggest purchasers of Russian LNG. We are a country where actually the Americans said for the last few years that we should do everything to stabilize the world energy markets, including buying oil from Russia. Incidentally, we also buy oil from America, and that amount has been increasing.
Both sides now aim for $100 billion by 2030. Key to that target, new connectivity. The international north-south transport corridor is increasingly moving cargo at scale. And the planned Chennai-Vladivostok Sea Link aims to connect India's east coast directly to Russia's far east. Civil nuclear cooperation remains strong. Rosatom continues supplying fuel and technology for projects like the Kudankulam plant, a partnership Russia says India chose when other countries hesitated. Defense ties, despite India's diversification push, remain central. From submarines to air defense systems, Russian equipment still forms a large part of India's arsenal. Joint drills and upgrades to the Su-30 fleet keep the partnership active. India and Russia are also in talks to finalize a major deal for 5 more S-400 regiments, which would bring India's total to 10, one of its biggest long-range air defense deployments. From crude to nuclear fuel, from defense hardware to new transport corridors, the India-Russia economic story remains broad and resilient. And despite geopolitical pressure, both sides appear determined to deepen a relationship shaped by long-term strategic interests. Bureau Report for NDTV World.